Check.
Yeah, we back at it again. Y'all already know we got a guest in here. Hey, you want to call him the love doctor, whatever you want to call him, he in the building. Y'all already know the vibes. We about to get into it. Red Cup Talk with goods.
With caution.
I'm telling you, boy, up.
Goods.
Come on, man. Man. Woo! Y'all know how excited I get when we get in this podcast, when we in the undisclosed location. We in the red room right now. I gotta give a shout out to all the sponsors. You already know, before we get into the special guests, I gotta give a shout out to the sponsors. We got Remy in the building. We always got Remy in the building. They still ain't cut it. Hey, shout out to Moet. Next time, send me the rosé. Of course, we got the Henny in here. But hey, I'm excited about this episode right here. I got a special guest in the building right now. It's Reggie, aka the Love Doctor. Welcome on the show, man.
What's good, everybody?
What up?
Chillin', man. Happy to be here, bro.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Hey,
Appreciate the invite.
I appreciate you pulling up, man. You know, this is big for me, man. Yo, you literally the first person to bless me on episode 1. This is episode 1. This is huge. So we gonna give a hand clap. Everybody gonna give a hand clap. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into it.
For sure, let's get into it. Let's jump into it.
We spoke the other day, and you expressed that you had certain phases, certain stages when it comes to relationships, and it's 7 stages of relationships. So it definitely piqued my interest.
Right.
And I want you to get in there. I want to hear what you got to say about this, because you know, a lot of people, we all in relationships, and these days everybody have their own meaning. Everybody have their own meaning on, you know, what they call a relationship, whatever kind of stage it may be.
Right.
So I'm gonna take a shot, start this off. Boom, salute. So let's get into it.
Most definitely, bro. Like, first of all, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this all came about, man, just like talking to different people, my experiences, stuff like that, because I really been rocking like this my whole life. And I just assumed that everybody else just knew what it was, you know what I'm saying? So, talking to different people, and you keep hearing a lot about, you know, I'm getting cheated on, or this person played me, whatever the case may be. So, I was, you know, especially talking to my female friends, I was like, what do you mean? Like, y'all wasn't in a relationship. And, you know, we go back and forth and stuff, and I have to explain to them, like, what they were doing.
So where are you from? Let's just let the people know.
I'm from Mississippi, a little small town, Senatobia, is close to Memphis. You know, I'm just a small city boy. They do big city things, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shout out to Memphis and Mississippi. You already know. So, you know, what inspired these steps, though?
Really, man, just like I said, like personal experiences and you know, so many people that I come in contact with, especially being in the military, man. You meet people from different walks of life, different areas, different cities, and everybody got a different view on how things should go.
Gotcha.
But a lot of the stuff is common. We just don't talk about it. A lot of things happen. We just assume. Like I said, we assume people know what's going on, and that's why I came up with these steps.
So how long have you been helping people using these steps?
I've really been doing it for heavily the last year and a half, like on some professional stuff. Like me and my wife, we got a website, GeterGeter.com. You can go on there, check us out. We give people relationship advice and stuff like that. All of it is experience that we've been through, I've been through, stuff like that. But I've been giving people advice really my whole life.
So is there a certain age dynamic? Is it just males? Is it females? Is it like what your audience? Who grasps your concept more, you think?
More is really females. Females, and the age varies from all the way down from 20 all the way up to, believe it or not, 40, 45 years old. And
so which success story, so which group you know, like, alright, if we got the females, but what age ranges do you think is just like they got it, they understand what I'm saying?
Well, I think between 25 and 30, those are the ones who get the information and can apply it the easiest, because they're still in that stage where they're open to growth. Because information is just like anything else, right? You get the information, but if you ain't willing to change, you ain't willing to apply it, you just hearing stuff.
So through talking to your friends, female friends or male friends, counterparts, what made you say, you know what, I need to break this down to help people in their relationships? Like, what, did something happen? Is it like, just learning from others? Did your parents, did the uncle, the big homie? You from the South, so
Yeah.
in the Southern home, they always give you dropping gems.
They always give me game.
I'm from New York, I'm from Brooklyn and stuff, so our game we get is a little different, but down in the South, it's more family oriented. It's just 2 family homes, 2 parent homes,
Right.
like things like that. So, let's talk about that upbringing that before you get into your States.
So I kind of got the best of both worlds, for real. Like, I come from Mississippi. My parents were married 44 years, married to my mom passed, straight up. I saw
hand claps. You said 44?
44 years.
Sheesh. Man.
44 years. I saw
Black
it.
love right there.
But, like I said, I was my dad's last son, right? So I was a different generation. So I learned, even though I had a 2-parent home, I learned a lot of stuff in the streets.
Gotcha.
I come from Mississippi where, I was 10 years old, telling people I'm the best basketball player. They were saying, they were telling me, like, you ain't having sex though, at 10 years old. So I kind of grew up in that environment where if you didn't have a lot of women, you weren't respected.
Gotcha.
And then, I came in the military at 18, and, I started fending for myself, going to different places, learning different vibes, different values, and, all that experience and stuff kind of what made me who I am. But go back to what you were saying, like what really made me want to do this. Like, I'm 41 now, so a lot of the stuff I was doing.
Old head.
Yeah, I'm old head. Don't let the devil face fool me. I'm out here.
Yeah, old head. He outside. Like, shit, but go ahead.
But, 3 years ago, you know what I'm saying, I realized that I knew a lot of information, but I was using it for evil. I was using my power for evil, and I was really hurting a lot of people's feelings, and because I was taking advantage of the information that I had instead of just telling people what they should be doing and what to look out for. I knew the loopholes, and instead of just being a good person, I'm taking the loopholes and I'm had women waiting on me. I'm manipulating the system.
Gotcha.
And when you young, you don't realize the impact, man. Especially as men and women, we don't realize the power that we have to affect people's lives. And I was ruining our lives, bro, just straight up, just by being selfish and doing my thing and just telling people, like, it is what it is.
So 3 years ago, the light bulb came on.
Light bulb came on, man.
I can't be out there like that.
Yeah.
So you say you're 41, so 30, 38, 39.
39, really.
It's really when you it clicked.
It clicked.
Do you feel like, that light bulb came on too late, or it came right on time?
It came right on time, man. Like, of course, we all wish we could have been, successful earlier, but I'm not no super religious man, but I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, straight up.
Got you.
So
I mean, let's get into it. Let's get into step 1. What is this?
Step 1, all right. Step 1, right? We got the talking stage.
Okay.
So
the infamous talking stage.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is the talking stage, right? Especially nowadays, you really got to define that talking stage, right? Because you got social media now, right? Back in the day, you didn't have that. You had to pull up on somebody. But now, you could be in Mississippi talking to somebody in California. In that talking stage, what I mean by talking stage, I mean, we messaging, Snapchatting, whatever. Might be talking on the phone. You can even go to somebody's house, right? And let me just put this out there, like, you can have sex in any of these stages, right?
Okay.
So, but I wouldn't recommend that. I definitely
I was
wouldn't
about to
recommend
go there because once you have sex, doesn't that take it's another level or past the talking stage?
You see, that's what people assume, right?
Okay.
You know, especially nowadays, social, like I said, with social media. You know, back in my day, I don't have sex with a girl. I didn't even know her real name. You know, I found her on Instagram, on Facebook. You know, shot her a DM, started talking. She dropped the location. You might not even know this. You might not even know her phone number. But y'all talking though. Y'all just talking. So that's what people gotta understand. You know, and just because y'all took it there, that don't mean y'all in a relationship.
Okay. So in that talking stage and you doing things like you're in a relationship, where's the disconnect that
you really not in that stage? You're really not doing stuff like you're in a relationship. That talking stage is the initial stage, like I said, where you know text messaging. You might call on the phone. You know, you might tell somebody come through. That's just a talking stage. Y'all barely know each other.
I've spoken to a couple females that feel like they just want to have sex to get it out the way. They want to taste test the package to know what they're getting into. So you do have some that think like that.
They can try that, but for the most part, that doesn't work, right? We talked about like power, right? We talked about power earlier. A man's power is his money. That's why, and a woman's power is sex. When a woman gives her power up too quick, she already put herself at a disadvantage, right?
It's nothing that we have to look forward to anymore.
Not
because naturally men, that's our ultimate goal.
That's the ultimate goal, right?
That's what we want. I got you.
And then it's like if you a man, right, and you cash apping strangers online, giving them money, you gave all your power away. Now she don't have nothing to work for. She don't have to even get to know you. You already gave your power away.
So is it always a financial thing when it comes to men, or can it be a mental thing? As a man, can I give my power away mentally?
It's with men. It's women want emotional connections and mental stimulation. It's true. That's all facts. But at the end of the day, men are to provide, right? You don't hear women talking about my man they don't complain as much about emotional support or mental stimulation. They complain about, we ain't going nowhere. He can't pay the bills. I'm carrying too much weight. That's the difference, right?
So now we're talking about the transition between the younger generation and the older generation, right? Before, like you said, there was no social media and things of that nature. When it comes to women back then, didn't look at the man. They just looked at the man as a provider. It wasn't about the financial part, because even if you ain't have it like that, so long as you can provide, put food, go get the groceries or whatever you need to do, they were cool with that.
They were cool with
it.
So
the transition happened to where it's like, if you're not making a certain type of money, I'm not dealing with you.
Right.
When did that transition happen in the dating stage? That affected the dating stage?
I think it really, really got big over the last 5 years.
Gotcha.
Social media made it look like everybody in the world is out here getting money, living lavish.
I see you shining over there though.
I see you shining. Let me put my look.
Nah, man.
I see you shining.
I ain't don't know it, man. But a lot of people think, like I said, you say that, like a lot of people see the shine, they don't see the grind, It's been a long time coming, man. I grinded a long time to get to where I'm at.
So the dating stage is just
the
talking stage.
Right.
It's just we're just talking, getting to know each other.
Getting to know each other.
If other things happen, it just happen. We're still in the talking stage.
And before we move on, I just want everybody to know, like, during this stage, right, y'all can be having sex, and he or she can be talking to 20 people.
And you good with that?
It's all personal preference, right? Because a man, he's going to talk to as many women as he want to talk to. Females, they normally start talking. They might be talking to a few guys, but it'll normally organically wean itself out.
So after the talking stage, when do you get into your
second stage?
Yeah.
Okay, boom. You go to the second stage, right? It's the dating stage, right? And dating is, mind you, you can be dating multiple people, right? So dating stage is, hey, Friday, let me take you out. Let's go eat. Let's go chop it up. Go hang out. You getting to know each other a little more. So mind you still could be talking to. You can go on a date Friday with somebody. Go on a date Saturday with somebody. Go on a date Monday with somebody. See, a lot of people get things misconstrued when they dating. They just think, oh, you dating me, you don't supposed to be dating nobody else. And that's why a lot of people get their feelings hurt, because they haven't had these conversations.
So is it the communication part?
Communication.
So do you think when I'm in the talking stage, it should be put out there, yo, we talking, you can talk to whoever you want, I'm gonna talk to whoever I want, but I'm still want to get to know you.
Right. They should put that out there. But what happens is, most people, just what they do, because they go with the flow. When I was out there in these streets, the first thing I asked a woman, right, I asked her, what are you looking for? And she would say, I'm not looking for anything in particular, I'm just gonna go with the flow. And I would love to hear that, because that means I could just dictate how things went.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
You know, I tell people all the time, especially my ladies, y'all, people in general, we teach people how to treat us, right? So with the ladies, if you letting the man dictate everything and how every move and how the relationship gonna go from the beginning, that's how it's gonna go. But when
we gonna set it up for our favor.
We gonna set it up for our favor.
Gotcha.
But when I meet a woman and she set standards, she set certain standards and guidelines, you knew not to play with her. You know.
So what if you have a female that's just like, yeah, we're in the talking stage now, we're in the dating now, but we're in the talking stage. I feel like you shouldn't be talking to nobody else. If we're in the talking stage, we're trying to get to know each other. I don't need no other distractions. But you're saying it's just the talking stage. Is that the example of her setting her standard?
Yeah, she can say that. But at any time, at any stage, the other person has to make a choice. You know? And she can say that I don't think you should talk to anybody else. That's her vibe, her standard. And he can say, you know what, I'll just talk to you. But
so if you say that, then you jump to what stage? Now you're in the dating stage.
Now you don't jump a couple stages, right?
Okay.
So you go from talking to dating.
Okay.
And you dating multiple people. So boom, that's a good example, right? So now let's say y'all dating, right? Y'all go on 2 dates. And shorty say, "Good, I'm feeling you."
As you should. I mean, how could you?
It's your boy, right?
How could you not? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Goods. You already know the vibes. Absolutely, she's gonna say that. But anyway, go ahead.
Right, she gonna say that because she's gonna be feeling you, right? She like your combo, you shining, dark skin, New York.
Hey, dark skins is in style.
Hey, we here.
You just got there, cause you got a little mixture of lighting, just a tad bit. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. What has to happen is y'all have to have communication is key. Right? Y'all have to have these conversations. So y'all go on a couple dates, and she said, "I don't want to talk to anybody else. I just want to talk to you. And let's focus on us. See what we can do, right?"
Okay.
So that's when you go from dating to exclusively dating. That means y'all not in a relationship, but all the girls you was dating. You stopped dating them. All the dudes she was talking to, dating, she stopped dating them. Now y'all locked in.
Okay.
Now y'all talking about.
So this is not a relationship.
No, you're not in a relationship.
We just dating.
Exclusively dating.
Exclusive. I'm not dating nobody else. It's just me and you going on dates. We still talking, getting to know each other.
Right.
Still having sex, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But you don't have no attachments, no strings attached.
No other people involved.
Just, no outside.
No outside. Just us focusing on each other.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So,
okay.
All right. So boom, y'all exclusively dating. So that and like I said, these stages they can happen. It could take 10 years. It can take 10 months. It could take 4 months.
10 years in the dating stage?
No, it's 10 years to get through all the stages. It just depends on the couple. Like I've seen people go from meeting to married in 6 months, and I've seen people go from talking to not being married. They've been together 10 years.
Gotcha.
And we'll touch on that a little later.
Yeah, gotcha.
But okay, so boom, y'all go to exclusively date. So y'all might just date each other for another month, 2 months. Now y'all talking about real life. So this is where you gotta talk about real life stuff, right? Like What are you close to your family? Do you want kids? Do you have kids? Like, are you in your kid's life? You know, that type of dynamic. Because when you just dating somebody, a lot of times you could be dating somebody, right? And I'm just having fun, so I don't care if you pay your bills. I don't care if you got good credit. I don't care if you take care of your kids. We just having fun.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people don't take the time to delineate what are they doing with somebody.
So don't you think when you in that talking stage, those are the things that you need to bring up, because you don't want to waste your time and make it to the dating exclusive stage, and then you realize when you do ask those critical questions, then you're like, oh nah, this is not what I signed up for. So now you done went, you said a couple months, you 4 months in, and now you realize this ain't it.
Well, it depends, bro. Just because, like I said, everybody's situation is different, right?
Gotcha.
You know, somebody could have just got out of a relationship, and they just want to have fun, and it ain't always the woman. It sometimes it's the man. You can meet a woman, she just got out of a marriage or a relationship. You can think she's perfect for you, but she was like, hey, I just got done with something. I just want to have fun.
Gotcha.
You know, that's the conversations
So
that
now
we
we're
have.
dating exclusively.
Now we dating exclusively.
Now, boom, we understand we having them serious conversations now.
Right.
Then you make the decision
Right.
to move on, and to the next stage is
Okay, but before we move on from exclusively dating, I just want people to understand, especially how men rock, right? People rock. A lot of people say, I go off actions. That's the wrong thing to do.
talk to the people with the camera right there. Talk
So let me tell y'all something, right? Whenever you out here dating, you can't just go off one or the other. You can't just go off words, and you just can't go off actions. And now I'm explaining this, right? So if a guy is telling you, I think you dope, I think you fly, I think you this and that, I would love to be in a relationship with you, I'm gonna take care of you. If he's just telling you that, giving you all the words of affirmation, and I ain't following it up with no actions, that man doesn't want to be in a relationship, and vice versa. I could meet your family, right? I could meet your family. I could meet your friends. I could meet your kid. You could love somebody, right? That doesn't mean you're in a relationship, and that's where people get things misconstrued. You're not in a relationship until you have a conversation about being in a relationship and then act on those words. So now we're in the exclusively dating stage, and now we have a conversation. We've been having these conversations about finances, about kids, because three things you got to be on the same page about if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody. So I call it the triangle, right? Love triangle. Money,
Okay.
sex, family.
Gotcha.
If y'all not on the same page about one of those things, y'all wasting each other's time. When I say, okay, you say money. If you want a man to pay all your bills, and you haven't had a conversation with the man you're talking to about his take on that, you set yourself up for failure. And vice versa. If you got a woman that's a career-oriented woman and you're a traditional man and you want your lady to stay at home, that's not gonna work because she has a career.
So again, that goes back to shouldn't that be in the talking stage?
It just depends, right? It just depends on what are you looking for. And like you like sports, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Football, basketball, what they always do, right? They always, somebody get a rookie contract or somebody sign a contract, somebody sign a contract for $2 million, and then they come in the league and they ball out. What they want to do?
They want to increase.
They want to renegotiate.
Yeah.
They want to renegotiate their contract. So that's the thing, right? You might came in as talking stage like, yo, I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. I want to do my thing. Then you start rocking with somebody.
You renegotiate.
I'm feeling her. She feeling me. You have to come back to the table and say, hey, I know we said we were just dating. We wanted to see other people. I want to take things to the next level.
Gotcha.
Now that person has the right to say, nah, I just want to I just want to do my thing. I'm here for 6 months. I'm here for a year. I just want to do me. So you got the right to renegotiate, but just know that person has the right to say yes or no, because now you renegotiate the contract. So, all right, boom, right. So you go from exclusively dating, like, hey, it's just me and you,
to relationship.
to relationship.
So now we talking about the family. We talking about all the important stuff that a lot don't speak about. Right. You getting into the weed of things now.
Get into the weed of things.
So now you're in a relationship.
Now you're in a relationship.
Where we go to? Where we at now?
Okay. So a lot of people don't understand this. So you go from relationship, exclusively dating to the relationship. Now it's just me and you. We might be living together. We might have 2 separate places. This just depends on the couple, on what they got going on, and what they trying to do. Because everybody's situation is going to be unique and it's going to be different to each other, right? So however you and your lady rock, me and my lady might rock different. So you might be the type of person like, yo, wow, we got 2 places, we in a relationship, let's just move in. And she might be the type of person to be like, well, I'm not moving in with somebody till I'm married. So that's the type of vibe, y'all. That's the type of stuff y'all gotta talk about.
Got you. Boom. So now we at you said moving in, on a relationship stage. So from that stage, where we at?
So from the relationship stage, a lot of people don't think about this stage. You got relationship and you got serious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference, right?
So relationship and serious relationship, that's 2 stages.
Those are 2 separate
So from
stages.
relationship stage, you go to
A serious relationship.
okay.
So the difference between a relationship and a serious relationship is this. You could be with somebody for a year, 2 years, 3, 4 years, and not consider marrying that person for whatever reason, right? Like whether this person ain't got enough ambition for you, or give me an example. Me personally,
That's tough. You go through all them stages and then realize this person ain't got enough ambition.
well, it's just different stuff, right? Like whatever it is that person doesn't have, or that person might require or want, you might not be willing to do that, right? Just say you dating a lady, and like I said, she wants 4 kids. You got kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know in your mind, and you've told her like, yeah, I don't want any more kids. So you can be in a relationship with somebody, but know in your mind that you don't want to take it there. You don't want to take it to the next step. Or you can be dating somebody, right? Especially people in the military. We in the military, we change duty stations every 2-3 years. I meet somebody my 2nd year in my duty station. I got a year left. I can be in a relationship with Shorty, but it might not be it's not gonna be a serious relationship unless she planning on relocating. That's stuff like that. You gotta think about stuff like that. So when you go from relationship to serious relationship is, I would marry this person. I would consider marrying this person. I would consider spending the rest of my life with this person. If you consider yourself spending the rest of your life with somebody, that's a serious relationship.
Okay. Let's see. I think there's a gray area in there where, like you said earlier, you could play the field, you could control the narrative.
Yeah.
And it's almost like having your cake and eat it too, because if you're gonna, in my opinion, if you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody, an exclusive relationship with somebody, and then all of a sudden you're like, this ain't it, this ain't what I signed up for, or whatever the case may be. I think as a man, it's like you're wasting time. You're wasting somebody's time, or vice versa. Right. It can be male or female.
But see, that's the thing about communicating, right? Communicate, setting standards, setting boundaries, right? Because if you just let things go, like I said, if you just let things go with the flow, and you just seeing how he gonna rock out, or you just seeing how she gonna move, you setting yourself up for failure. You only get what you require and what you ask for. That's what you get in any relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a
so if you don't ask for it, you don't get it.
If you dating a man for 2-3 years and he hadn't brought up marriage, and you hadn't brought up marriage,
He gonna take that and run with it.
he gonna take that and run with it.
Good, yeah.
You gotta set the standard. You gotta say, be like, the females who get what they want and the men who get what they want are the ones who set standards. Like, listen, my old lady a G. When I first started dating her, I had my steps.
Did you do the steps with her?
I did the steps with her. But she set some standards. She set some standards
So
early.
she forced your hand.
She basically was like, listen, like little baby said, don't play with me, I'm not one of them, right? She's like, I'm not dating somebody for a year, 2 years, 3 years, we ain't trying to get married. I'm not doing that. She set the standard, right?
What stage did she set that standard?
It was in the dating stage.
So how that make you feel that she? Because in your mind, you probably went into it like, yeah, I got me a baddie, I went through this, got a boom. But then in the dating stage is the second stage, correct?
Yeah.
When she hit you with that big joker.
I respected it.
Okay.
I respected it.
Right.
But the thing about it, right? Like when you hit people with these standards, right?
Y'all see him smiling?
Yeah.
Y'all see that smirk? You see that smile on his face? Boy, she put it on him.
Nah, but the thing about that, when you making standards and stuff like that, when you making requests and setting boundaries, you have to make sure you solid, right? You got to make sure you got yourself together. Mm-hmm. No different than how it would be if I'm requesting her to do certain things. I gotta have my stuff together. Mm-hmm. So she had her stuff together. She was somebody that I could see myself being with. And I know me. I need somebody that's gonna hold me accountable. Because if you would let me run wild, do whatever I want to do, that's what I do.
Gotcha.
You know, so whenever you set standards, you just gotta make sure it's no different than at work, right? You enforcing the rules, right? You enforcing standards and you enforcing rules. You gotta make sure you walk in the right line, though.
Gotcha.
So you can't just be making standards and requisitions and you ain't got your stuff together. You ain't got your life together. You want the man to have nice car, big house, 20, 30 racks in the bank, but you got bad credit. You ain't got no whip. You ain't got your life together. But when you got yourself together, people can't treat you a certain way. Every relationship gotta be balanced.
So this is the relationship exclusively.
Nah, so which part are you talking about?
So now the stage that you're talking about now, we're not in the relationship stage. We're in the relationship exclusively.
We in a serious relationship now.
Serious relationship.
So serious relationship is, like I said, is when we start talking about, like we really like intertwining. Like when me and my old lady got in a serious relationship, like, what's your credit score? You dig? How much debt you got? See, people don't want to talk about this stuff. Y'all want to marry somebody? If you aren't willing to talk about how much debt you got, what's your credit score? Do you get along with your parents? Do you get along with your kids? Do you get along with your kids' mothers? Your kids' fathers? Whatever the case may be, you ain't ready to be in no serious relationship. This is grown people stuff, right?
Me personally, I just feel like, everything that you require in a serious relationship, I personally like to get that out the way from the beginning. The reason why I don't want to waste your time, don't waste my time. I just want to know what I signed up for. Now, if the communication piece,
right.
If you put out there, hey, I just want to have fun, I just want to do this, then it's okay. I want to have fun,
right?
I'm going to do this, but after a while, shit get old.
Boom, let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. You meet a girl, and she's just a fun girl, right? Y'all go out to the club, have fun, whoop-de-whoop. Y'all been doing this for a while, sex and maze, and you like hanging out with her. Mm-hmm. And at first you just said, I just like the girl she want to talk to. Now you start vibing with her. Mm-hmm. You catch feelings. You catch feelings for her now, right?
Okay. That's how we master that. Said we just vibe.
We just vibe.
We like her
now. You like her, right?
Yeah.
So now you the one caught the feelings, right? She a hot girl. She like to party. She like to do her thing. She told you that. Now you want to be with this girl, but she might not be what you need to be in a relationship. So when you try to force people to be something that they're not, that's a recipe for disaster. That's why you gotta let people just be themselves, right? That's why you never act in the talking stages. I always ask a girl, hey, what you like? What you like in a guy?
Gotcha.
You know, she gonna be like, oh, I like a guy text me, good morning. I like a guy do this and do that. Taking notes, right? So when you date, you already dating. Just be yourself. Be organically yourself. And if somebody don't like you for being you, forgive them. Because when you tell people what you like and what you don't like, they acting. You giving them an answer to the test.
Gotcha.
You know, just listen to understand and see how you vibe with it.
See, I personally don't like the 21 question game.
Yeah, because you're giving somebody the answers.
Yeah, I don't like that. Well, I'm gonna ask you this question. Man, surely stop. Cut that shit out. Like, I ain't got time for that.
And everybody different. Like every person that you ever probably been with, you're a different person with that person. Because one, the way you interact with one person, you might not interact with another person like that. And then two, you get older every day. You know, every 5 years we change.
Yeah.
Every 5 years we change. So the person, like the people who I dated when I was 25, they wouldn't know this. Like if they was to see me be a married man, family man, they were like, this can't be the same guy that I dated because I was a different person.
So do you think it takes, like I think you said something earlier. So do you think it takes a certain person to unlock certain qualities in you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, right. And this is just me. This is my experience. For me to change and want to settle down and be married, it took three things, right? I had to meet a woman so great that it made me want to change. Two, she had to require me to change. If you want to be with me, sir, you got to do X, Y, and Z. You got to stop doing 1, 2, and 3. She has to require you to change. And then the third thing, the man has to be willing to change. You know, you got, and the thing about relationships, especially now, everybody in this, you know, instantaneous gratification stage. It wasn't like, it's not easy. It's simple, but it's hard, right? You know, a lot of people want to meet somebody. I shouldn't have to teach somebody how to love me and how, everybody's different.
Gotcha.
You have to teach.
How can I teach you something that I don't know?
Right.
That's how it be sometimes. You like, you listen to me, how you know I was loved? How you know I learned how to love?
And right, and then a lot of times people say, like I used to hear people say this all the time, like, oh, see what people don't know what they want, goods. People think they know what they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example, right? A man thinks he wants a woman who loves sex. But I'm telling you, if you get a woman who loves sex, there's nothing you can do with her. Because she can have sex 24 hours a day if she wants to. Because she's a woman. What you want is a woman that's willing to have sex whenever you want to have sex. You know what I'm saying? A woman might think, I like my man all over me. I like my man all about me. Then you get a guy that's all on you. Now you can't chill with your friends. You can't hang with your family. He want to be on your hip.
Yeah.
You don't want that. What you want is a dude that knows how to give you enough quality time for you. You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now we in the serious relationship, going from a relationship to
serious relationship.
Where we go after that?
Okay, serious relationship is I would consider myself marrying this person, man or woman. Then you go from there to I want to marry this person. So what do? You get engaged. Hey, I want to marry you. Mm-hmm. Get engaged, and then y'all go through the engagement process. Whether that's 1 year, 6 months, y'all go through your wedding planning.
So is the engagement part, how long does that take? Because when you get engaged with somebody, it's like, oh, I know I'm going to marry you.
Yeah.
Why would it take a year and some? Well, that's just the planning for the wedding.
It just depends on the situation. So sometimes it's planning for weddings. Sometimes it's, like I said, you might have to relocate for each other. Like I said, it's social media age where, you know, your girl might be in a different state. Y'all might be waiting to locate somebody's job got to transfer. Like my man, his wife was in Virginia. He was in St. Louis. He had to, you know, before they got married, I need to relocate, you know. And a lot of people a lot of people are like, hey, I'm not moving unless I got a ring on my finger, because they need to know what? They need to know you're serious.
Yeah.
They need to know you're serious.
Gotcha.
So that engagement process, it can be 3 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years. It just depends on what y'all trying to do, you know, with weddings and stuff like that. Then you go from engaged to what? You married.
All right. So now we engaged. Now this is the 7th step.
Yes, marriage is the final stage.
It's the final stage.
The final
so now
stage.
we married.
Now we married.
What's going on?
Okay, boom. I'm about to come up on my 1 year anniversary, man, September 6th. Shout out to my wife.
Shout out to the wife.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He was in the space, he said.
Yeah, man.
She locked him in.
Locked me in, man.
Alright.
You know, from the outside looking in, it looks easy. Now, you know, they see us, you know, going on trips and nice cars and big houses. It looked easy, like I said, like on Instagram. But we went through a lot of processes. Like, I had to grow. She had to grow. And growth is uncomfortable. And it's not easy. Like communication, right? Communication sounds like it's an easy thing to do. But it's not. Like, when my wife, she was just my girl at the time, she was getting mad at me because, like, I wasn't telling her what I was doing. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, you know, what's a man first thing? I'm grown.
I'm grown, yeah, absolutely. But I ain't gotta check in with you.
Nah, but see, I used to think it was checking in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's communicating. Hey man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's the same I would want her to communicate with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I had to grow and I had to understand that this is what you have to do to be in a healthy adult relationship. You have to communicate. If I didn't like something, instead of me voicing my opinion that I don't like something, I wouldn't say nothing. And she'd be like, what's wrong with you? No, I'm good. No, I'm good. And now I got attitude. Now
that's the stubbornness in men. We just want to, you know, like, alright, I could deal with this. I sweep it under the rug and keep moving, but it's still simmering.
That's the problem.
On the inside.
You don't want to do that.
Okay.
You don't want to do that. Because if something bothers you and you're not saying nothing about it, you changing the dynamic of your relationship. Like me and you set the temperature in your house. You set the temperature in your house, right? You know, back in the day, if dad was mad, it was a bad day in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know? The men set the temperature in the room. So if you got something on your chest, get it off. But it's a way to correct, right? It's a way to get things off your chest. You married. You talking to your partner, your best friend, right? It's no different than for those who got children. It's no different in how you correct your child, right? When your child making a mistake, you don't be like, yo, you being dumb or you stupid. Well, you shouldn't as a parent. That's the same thing you should do for your partner. If your partner's making a mistake, you shouldn't chastise them like, oh, you dumb or how you don't know this. Like, listen, age limits people's lives are different. Their experiences are different. So you can't assume that because a man is 35 or 33 or a woman is 32 or 34, that they know something.
Gotcha.
Because, you know, their experience, they might not have learned that. Whoever they was with, they upbringing, teach them. Like, go listen to that music, Soul Child song. What it say? Teach me how to love.
Gotcha.
And we gotta do that. And everybody wants it. Well, JG Wentworth, man, I want it now. You gotta be willing to work.
Oh, JG Wentworth.
Right.
800 cash that.
You gotta be willing to put the work.
Got you. Yeah.
And a lot of people, I tell people it's like relationships is like working out, right? Everybody know exactly what it takes to lose weight, be fit. Simple. Eat right, work out. It's simple, but it's hard to do. People know what they need to do in a relationship.
Alright, so marriage stage. So let's recap.
Okay.
So step 1, talking.
Step 1, talking.
Step 1 is talking. Step 2, we dating.
We dating. You can date whoever you want to date.
Date whoever you want to date. Right? So step 3 is exclusive dating.
Exclusively dating.
That means it's just me and you focused, we locked in. It's just me and you, no outsiders.
No outsiders.
Now we on step 4, which is a relationship.
Step 4 is relationship.
Relationship meaning we dating, we're doing everything the talking, dating exclusive stage. We doing everything, now we getting into the weed of things of like, hey, what's your expectations? How your kids, hey, your parents meet the parents.
Right.
Now you in a serious relationship.
Now you go
serious
through
relationship meaning, and that's step 5.
Right.
Meaning that, hey, I'm considering putting a ring on you.
Right.
So now we get into the financial aspects.
Right.
The credit, like your goals.
Your
What's your
goals.
short-term goals? What's your long-term goals?
Right.
From that serious relationship, now we going to the engage. I put a ring on it.
Put a ring on.
Right? When I put a ring, she say yes. And ladies, y'all gonna say yes to goods. Let's be very clear. You're gonna say yes to goods, right? So now we in the engagement part. After engagement, step 6.
Yeah.
Now we in 7. Now we're married.
Now we married.
So now if we go through, so basically what you're saying, you go through those steps. You shouldn't have that many issues. You're gonna have issues in the marriage, but all the baseline stuff is out the way.
Right.
So after we're married and we're just living out in our lives, what's next?
Okay. So listen, the first year or 2 of marriage is the hardest, right? Reason being is you're taking 2 different lives and combining them into one.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, everybody's situation is different. Just say, you were living separate before you got married.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she has stuff, you got stuff. Oh, don't throw my bed away. I want to keep my bed. No, I want to get a new bed. You've been with the other people in this bed. It's all you combining, so it's not gonna be easy.
See, I've heard people say when they get married, they get everything new.
They want a lot of people. See, it just depends on the person. Just like they might have had the money to do that. Everybody not blessed, bro.
Gotcha.
If we ain't got the bread to start over, we might have to use some of this stuff.
I've spoken to people that went through the process, the stages, right? That tell me once they get, like I might have a house and you might not have not you,
Yeah.
of course, the lady might not have a house, right? And then it's like, move in with me. But they feel like that's not theirs because they came into the situation.
Right.
So, but like you said, everybody's not blessed or, have the residual of income to, like, all right, let's start over. Like,
Right.
boom, boom. Mentally, how do you combat that though?
Y'all gotta have those conversations, bro. And you have to be honest. A lot of people say what they think the other person wants to hear, and really they're not saying what they really feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you gotta think. And you gotta have some real conversations, and you gotta ask somebody. And sometimes you gotta compromise. You gotta compromise. Like if I got a house and she has a house, and her house is better than my house, I'll just sell my house.
Yeah, I want to be in that better house.
Or, or whatever the case may be, she might want to be like, hey, I'm gonna sell your house, move in with me, I'll sell mine, then we'll build one together.
And then go from there.
And go from there.
Alright, so give me some 4 common mistakes people make when it comes to being in a marriage relationship. 4 common mistakes. And I want you to tell the people these are the 4 common mistakes.
Okay.
And how they should communicate to learn from those common mistakes.
Right, this is a true story, right? A couple days ago, right? I ain't gonna say his name, privacy.
Absolutely.
But I got a DM. I got a DM. It's what it says. It says, "Good morning, sir. With all due respect, I want you to know that you and your old lady are dope. We're a dope couple." Like I said, we post pictures on Instagram, whatever the case may be. He said, "I'm sure it's been a long time coming for the 2 of you. Y'all may have been through some trials. Is there any advice you could pass down to me looking forward to this special someone, right?" So I tell him this. I said, "Good morning, bro. I appreciate that. The advice I would give you to relationships at work is simple, but what you need to do but it's not easy. Here are a few things that I think you should do. 1, communication. Communication is key. Be open and honest about your wants, needs, likes, and dislikes. If you don't like something or something that bothers you,
mm-hmm.
and you let it go on in month 2, month 3, you're not gonna be able to change it in year 2, year 3.
Gotcha.
Because everybody gets stuck in their ways.
They get stuck in their ways, right? Number 2, have patience with yourself and your partner. You're both human and both will make mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is, you gotta have some patience with people. You never know what somebody got going on. You know, they could have had a bad day, but like I said, it's some stuff they just might not know. You gotta be willing to teach somebody. Number 3, listen to each other, understand. Listen to each other to understand and just not reply. A lot of times we having conversations, we listen to reply. I need to understand. I need to understand where you coming from.
Okay.
You know, you from Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Shout
out to Brooklyn.
I'm from Mississippi.
Alright.
We talk our slang different, our talk different.
Mm-hmm.
What you might think is okay and is normal, you know, we like, oh, what is hey, that's disrespect.
Yeah.
You know, so you listen to understand, just not to reply. Number 4, trust. Trust is hard to gain, easy to lose. Don't give your partner any reason not to trust you. You know, and one thing about trust, let me tell people, it's a difference between privacy and secrecy, especially in relationships, right? You can be in a relationship, right, and still give somebody privacy and it not be secret. Like, I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
If me and you having a conversation in text message, it's a private conversation. My old lady, she shouldn't be reading. You might be telling me something that, you know, she shouldn't see that. You know, you could confide in me. So I'm saying, for her friends, if her friends telling her something, if she wants me to know, she should tell me.
Yeah, gotcha.
A secret conversation is if I'm talking to a shorty on Instagram or on Facebook or texting and my wife read that and she would have a problem or she don't know about that type of stuff, that's secret conversations are bad. Private conversations is just privacy. You still should have some privacy in your relationship, and that's okay. But you gotta build that trust, you know, build that trust with each other.
So that was your advice you gave him?
Now I got 5 more. I got 3 more.
3 more.
All right, respect, right? Respect each other's opinions, differences, time, and effort, right?
Gotcha.
That's a man's ultimate love language, man. I don't know, ladies. I don't know if you know that. You know that 5 love language. It's real, but a man's top love language is respect. Man gonna get respect from. If man men die for respect. You know.
True.
6 is have fun. No matter how busy you are, make sure you have time to keep your relationship fun. You don't gotta be expensive. You ain't gotta take her to Root Chris or fly to Dubai every weekend, but y'all need to be doing something. And the last thing I told, compliment and appreciate each other. Man. Validation, it should come from each other first before it comes from
And outside source.
Outside source, right? Because women are different. You know, you got an attractive woman, she put a picture on Instagram, she go to Walmart, somebody gonna tell her she's beautiful. Yeah. You know, ladies, tell your man you appreciate him. You know, that you appreciate the things he do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of times as men, you know, what we do is a thankless job. And what you don't want your man to do is feel underappreciated.
So, because when another joint come along and she, oh, yo, you really smell good, you this, boom.
Yeah.
That I got you on that. So, that's some real shit. So, before we close out,
okay,
for all the newly couples out there that got married,
okay,
you know, for the men that was out there, even for the women that was out there, they were doing what they was doing, whatever, then they decide to lock in, get married. Give them 3 tips to have a successful marriage.
3 tips.
3 of them.
Alright, bet. Communication.
That's 1.
You gotta be able to communicate.
Okay.
Communicate. Number 2, I call it the 5 C's. I'm gonna give y'all 5 C's.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is comprehension.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can communicate. You could be speaking 2 different languages, but y'all communicate when y'all not understanding.
Yeah.
So y'all gotta be able to try to communicate and be able to comprehend what your partner is saying. Right. The 3rd step is compromise. You bringing somebody else in your life, you going into their life. It can't be all about you. Can't be all about them. Me and my wife, we got a saying. It's SUSMAU.
What that stand for?
Sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, say that again. That's what?
SUSMAU.
Sometimes you, sometimes me.
Always us.
Always us.
Always us.
I get a shirt made. Yo, shout out to all the creators out there. And you a designer. Let me get a t-shirt that says that and then we will get them their credit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. Somebody send me a t-shirt. I wear an extra large. Don't give me that Fruity Balloons material. I like cotton. You know what I mean? I might do dry fit too, but just hit me on the email. Go ahead.
Number 4, don't be afraid to change. You know, you have
Change is scary though.
Change is scary and it's not easy, but you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
it's you going into a new life. You got to be willing to change. There was certain stuff that I could do as a single man. It's unacceptable to do as a married man.
Gotcha.
You can't do those things. And if you're not willing to do that for your partner, you're not ready to be married.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I would say is, before I get up out of here, this is a really important one. Compare. Don't compare your relationship to your friends, your mother and your fathers, people you see on social media, because what you don't see, you might see the pictures or whatever the case, but you don't know what's going on in the background. You don't know what it took for them to get to that point. So you might be at different stages, right? You and your lady or you and your dude, y'all might be at different stages of your relationship, and you comparing yourself to somebody that's on stage 7. You on stage 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, don't compare yourself to nobody. But man, you know, I hope this helps somebody. Like I said, man, y'all want to reach out, Mrkingofmycity on Instagram.
Hit them with your email, how they can get in touch with you, your Instagram to follow you, and put your wife, her information too. Like let the people know, you know, how they can reach out if they need.
So on Instagram, it's Mrkingofmycity on Instagram, all one word. Reggie Geter, REGGIEGETR on Facebook. Me and my wife's website is gatheredtogeter.com, where my wife does everything, man. Notary, wedding officiant, relationship advice. I got, you know, she's Jamaican, man.
She just does everything.
She's Jamaican, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shout out to the yard. You already know the vibe. Hand clap for the yard.
But yeah, man. gatheredtogeter.com and gatheredtogeter at Gmail is our email. Reach out, man. Reach out.
Hey man, I appreciate you pulling up.
Right, for sure, man. It's a pleasure.
I had a great conversation. I learned a lot. You know what I mean? Hey, the 7 stages, man. I'm telling you, y'all do it.
Do it.
Reggie
man.
put his stamp on it. He said it's gonna work.
It's gonna work, man.
Y'all ready to vibe, man. Red Cup Talk with Goods. Y'all follow on Instagram. I'm gonna have Reggie's whole handle in the video, so y'all make sure y'all reach out. Make sure you hit that follow button. Go to the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all hit subscribe button. Don't act brand new, cause we gonna get unusual. Again, my brother, I appreciate you pulling up.
Love.
You know how that go.
Yeah.
And we out. Y'all already know the vibes, man. We here.